All right, let's get you sunglasses. As you can see, I was not able to mount this ND filter because it's an 82mm filter thread and I need to adapt it. So what can I do? I just need to get an adapter and let's see how it works. This is the K and F. They were so nice to send it over. And of course, all the highlights cannot be recovered. Let's see what we can do in post. Now I am mounting the adapter to my filter, and then guys, we can get you some sunglasses. Let's hope these will go smooth because we don't want to ruin the thread of our lens. All right, so now that we have the sunglasses set and it says we are underexposed big time, so we can turn it because it's a variable and the filter, and so this is helping quite a lot whether you want to manage your exposure perfectly like you want to do. And this particular one is good because it doesn't have the X pattern in front of it that you normally see when you go darker. Now let me see, because it's compensating for the whole frame, the exposure, so it was a bit overexposed. And now let me zoom in because we are way too wide. We don't want to be at 20 mil, we want to go at least to 35. And so this is the magic that we are witnessing, guys. We are perfectly exposed and in the frame. And so I have to thank FConcept. Now, the most important thing to discuss and to keep in mind when you choose the filters is that you paid a few $100 already for your glass, so you don't want to put a cheap additional filter in front of it, otherwise the image quality will be diminished. And so I tested very different filters from the most expensive to the least expensive, and I think that this KNF is a good balance because it's a good value for the money that you pay. They're not cheap, it's a good quality, but they're not crazy expensive. In this particular case, the glass that I was using prior to this was the Sigma 24-50 Art 2, which had an 82mm filter thread, reason for which I have my ND filter in this size, but it's alright because there are not many glasses out there that have a wider filter thread, while this one that I'm using right now, it's a Sony 20-70G, and it actually has a smaller filter thread because it's 72mm. Now, let me put the band right here because the wind is moving it. Okay, this is totally fine. Now, the other thing that I'm using and I want to share with you, because when it comes down to the workflow, the most important thing is to be covered so that you can achieve everything that you want to deliver, and it doesn't have to take that much time, because if you're wasting time, then you're not ready to shoot, you might miss the moment, and we are paid to shoot photos. Reason for which I adopted in my workflow this other kit that I'm showing you right now, which is the magnetic kit. What does it mean? It means that you have one magnetic ring that you will screw in onto your glass, and then eventually you have the CPL filter if you need it. I use it many times because shooting all around Lake Como, we have plenty of green stuff, reflections you want to get rid of, so CPL filter is pivotal. And the other most important thing is this magnetic lead, because I hate the ones that you have to pinch with a spring, because I'm never sure I mounted them correctly, because I might lose them, while this one is magnetic, so you can remove it or pop it in just 1 second. So even in between shots, you are able to protect your glass so it doesn't get damaged, and then when you need to shoot, you can remove it in just a sec, adapt the CPL if you need to adapt the CPL. And the most important thing, and the aspect that made me choose this particular one among the plethora of CPL filters that you can have, is that this one, if you pick it in the size of your filter thread, you are able to use it together with the hood. So I'm always using the hood when I'm shooting photos and also videos. The hood is very important because it prevents you from flare and many other stuff. So always keep your hood on. And if you want, if you need to add a CPL, a standard UV, ND filter, not the variable ND because normally it's bigger, you can fit everything in here. I used to have it in 67 mil dimension. That was the prior dimension of the other glasses that I was using, but then this is a 72 mil. So thank you KNF for sending over also the right size for me to use. Not the variable ND, because the variable, since it's bigger and adapted, it's a plus because then you don't have vignetting. It tends to have vignetting if you have it in the same dimension because maybe it protrudes frontally too much, or maybe it's just too much inside the frame. While if you have an 82 mil on a 72 glass, well, you're covered and it doesn't vignette anything. Now let's test it live. So here it's completely darked out, and if I adjust with the ISO, you don't see any vignette, right? Now 1600 ISO, it diminishing the image quality, so I might go back down to my 125 and then giving a bit more light just with the variable and the filter adjustment. So right now we are ideally exposed to the max. I see the zebras here on the white, so we're good. So guys, please let me know down here in the comments if you have any question about the use of variable ND filter, the variable ND filter without the X pattern, the use of CPL, the magnetic lead, the magnetic whatsoever. Otherwise, I will just put down here all the links to all the products that I showcased to you, because these are good products. I'm using them every day, and this is why I'm happy to show them to you, because I know that you will have great end results out of it, of course, and out of your gear and of your experience. This is an important part of the kit if you are a photographer or a video maker. So yeah, there's a guy who is moving the car and he's asking me if he can, and it's not damaging my video, which is totally fine. Guys here are so nice. So I hope you got some value out of this video. If you did, please remember to like it, share it on social media, subscribe to the channel so you won't miss any videos to come, and I guess I will see you later. Thank you. Bye bye.